Québec, Clara Delos Barba, Aruzan Kabdulova du Kazakhstan, ainsi que Anne Ayame Yasuda de la Norvège et de Monarch Racing, Naomi Thurman. Et cette troisième vague chez les hommes, nous aurons au départ de KW Cycling Powered by Lift Trucks, Jackson Vandenbosch, ainsi que de l'équipe du Québec, Léonard Méran. De Vantaggio Fitness and Nutrition, Patrick Mercer, ainsi que du Canada, Médéric Fortin.
So in the men's third series for the first wave, we have Jackson Vandenbosch from KW Cycling Academy, powered by Lift Trucks. We'll have Leonard Mayrand from Equipes Québec. We'll have Patrick Mercier from Vantaggio Fitness and Nutrition, and Médéric Fortin from Team Canada.
Et chez nos femmes, nous aurons dans cette troisième vague du Canada Émilie Tessier. De l'équipe du Québec, Jade Goyette. De Milton Revolution Racing, nous aurons Eve Buchowski. Ainsi que de la Norvège, nous aurons Terrell Frostestad Stenbrenden.
And in a women's third wave, we'll have Emily Tessier from Team Canada, Jade Goyette from Equipes Québec, Eve Bukowski from Milton Revolution Racing, and Terrell Frostestad Stenbrenden from Team Norway.
Et de la dernière vague, chez nos hommes, nous aurons de l'équipe ANW Racing, Adam Ritchie, de l'équipe Sport Expert, Axel Beaulé, du Canada, Julien Bélanger, ainsi que de la Nouvelle-Zélande, Cole Thomas Feringa.
And in the men's fourth wave, we'll have Adam Ritchie from PNW Racing, Axel Beaulé from Sport Expert, Julien Bélanger from Team Canada, and Cole Thomas Feringa from New Zealand.
Et du côté des... Et oui, on pourra faire l'appel dès maintenant. Donc, nous aurons procédé dès maintenant à la première vague chez les hommes avec Simon Guyon, Henri Croteau, Axel Michaud et Thomas Denigé.
And ladies and gentlemen, we are now calling up the riders for the first wave of the men's challenge sprint. Simon Guyon from Alliance Sport Expert Med, Henri Croteau from Équipe Cycliste Sport Expert, Axel Michaud from KW Cycling Academy, powered by Lift Trucks, and Thomas Denigé from Espoir Quirico.
Êtes-vous prêts pour ce challenge sprint? On fait du bruit!
Ladies and gentlemen, the riders are going to ride about 210 meters, do a sharp U-turn, turn around, and sprint right back up here to the start-finish line. I remind you that if there's any mechanical issue in the first 10 meters, that's before that thin white line that's just after the start-finish, the race will start over again. So the riders are clipped in. They've chosen which gear to be in. They have somebody to hold them on the bikes. At the blow of the whistle, they'll let go, and the race is on.
Et c'est parti pour ce premier challenge sprint.
These riders are putting out a lot of power. It's going to be a race to the turnaround point because this is pretty technical. You don't want to be too far behind. You don't want somebody else to push you out of your spot either. So this is the quarterfinal. This is our first wave of the quarterfinal of the men's race. We'll have 4 waves before moving on to the demi-final. Oh, we just saw a crash. I told you, it's technical down there. That's why the fight for that turnaround is so important. And here we go, we see the riders coming back already.
Et c'est parti, je pense que c'est Thomas Denigé qui lance et qui... Oh! Et ça sera très serré.
That was close.
Et voilà. Pour notre première vague. Le quoi? Donc,
So our
102, Thomas Déniger, qualifié, et ainsi que Axel Michaud.
So our first two riders were Thomas Déniger and Axel Michaud in first and second place. They will move on to the next heat. Now we have our first wave of women's riders coming up. Elodie Malois from Team Canada. She won the time trial this morning. Jean Tenier from Équipe du Québec, Anel Tashby from Kazakhstan, and Jordan Cooper from Monarch Racing.
Donc, nous aurons notre première vague chez les femmes.
So we're going to wait just a few minutes to start the first women's wave because our rider who went down is still down at the bottom of the hill, and we're just going to give him a little bit of help and make sure that the course is clear before going off with this next wave. So a reminder to the women, if you have any mechanical issues within the first 10 meters, so before that thin white line just in front of you, the heat will stop, we'll repair your issue, and then start all over again for everybody.
Et vraiment, comme on a pu voir dans la première vague, le virage est très... Faut vraiment ralentir dans ce virage avant de le prendre, sinon on peut glisser comme le coureur d'Expertimed lors de cette première vague. On dit que nos 4 cyclistes de cette première vague féminine vont partir dans quelques instants avec Elodie Malois, Jeanne Tenier, Annette Tashby et Jordan Cooper.
And as a reminder, all 4 of these women have just finished 4 huge days of racing at the Tour de l'Abitibi Glencore. And I have to say, all 4 of them put on a spectacular show for us. So again, we have Elodie Malois from Team Canada, Jean Tenier from Équipe du Québec, Anel Tashby from Kazakhstan, and Jordan Cooper from Monarch Racing.
Et là, Lex, le vent qui se lève un petit peu, ça pourra peut-être rajouter de la difficulté lors de l'épreuve.
Oui, il y a un peu de vent. There's a little bit of wind. This is going to determine where the advantage spot is on the road to sprint. Is it going to be faster towards the left or towards the right? We'll let the riders show us. It's kind of hard to tell up here on the stage.
Et c'est parti!
And the riders are off! Sprinting towards the end of the road, about 210 meters to sprint before the turnaround. They'll make the sharp, sharp turn. They'll have to navigate that carefully, strategically, and quickly before turning around and sprinting back to the start-finish line.
Et là, cette première vague féminine composée de Elodie Malois, Jeanne Tenier, Annelle Tashby et Jordan Cooper.
So we saw that Jean Tenier took the corner first. Let's see what happens out of this sprint. All 4 of these riders have practiced this finish over and over again. Here they come to the finish line.
Et c'est lancé.
Elodie Malois is leading right now with Anel Tashby from Kazakhstan in her wheel. So it'll be Elodie and Anel who move on to the next round.
Félicitations pour un très beau sprint ici de la part de nos coureurs qui ont tout fait un très bel effort jusqu'à la toute fin. Deux. Donc, les prochains de cette vague Challenge Sprint chez les hommes seront du Mexique. Santiago Alejandro Pérez de l'équipe Black, Jake Mercado. De Phase One Cycling, Lane Willier. Ainsi que du Kazakhstan, Murat Kutenov.
Now we're going to call up the men's racers for the second wave of the men's race in this quarterfinal. Santiago Alejandro Perez from Team Mexico, Jake Mercado from Black, Lane Willer from Phase 1 Cycling, and Murat Kuitanov from Kazakhstan. So the top two finishers of this wave will move on to the semifinals.
Donc le top 2 de cette vague ira directement aux demi-finales. Et c'est parti!
And they're off! Sprinting 210 meters to the turnaround. We're going to see who wants to be first around that corner.
Ils sont vraiment partis vite, hein? Va falloir être prudent, un peu comme la première vague chez les hommes. On va mettre les freins juste ici.
And the Kazakh comes
Hey,
in
aïe, aïe, aïe.
on the inside, and he exits the turn in first place. Now let's see if he can hold it. That's Murat Kuitanov. We can see them right here coming up. Murat, oh, it's going to be, I think Sylvan, our photo finish guy, is going to have some work to do here. Oh, it's Team Mexico. Santiago Alejandro Perez passed Murat Kuitanov from Team Kazakhstan just before the line. That was intense.
Et quelle habileté du coureur du Kazakhstan, Murat Kutenov, qui a pris le virage à la limite du possible, comme on a pu voir.
So next we have our women's wave, the second wave for the women in the quarterfinals. In this wave, we'll have Clara Dello Sparba from Equipe Quebec and from Rouen-Noranda. We have Aruzan Kapdulova from Team Kazakhstan, and Ayami Yasuda from Team Norway, and Naomi Thurman from Monarch Racing out of California.
Et je veux vous entendre pour votre coureuse de Rouen-Noranda. On fait du bruit pour Clara Dello Sparba.
Let's give a cheer for Clara Dello Sparba from Rouen-Noranda, right here, our hometown rider. The top two riders from this wave will move on to the semifinals.
Et c'est parti!
And they're off! So it's interesting to see who picks up that leg speed fast. These riders can choose to start in whichever gear they want to. If they choose a bigger gear, they're not going to have to shift very far down the road, but it's going to be harder to start. If they choose a smaller gear, it'll be easier to get that bike moving, but they'll have to do some shifting once they get up to speed.
Et nous allons passer l'épingle. Et Clara qui est à l'arrière ici, est-ce qu'elle va être capable de remonter? C'est ce que nous allons voir.
So they just made the corner. Clara's in third place. Can she move up? We see the Norwegian rider moving up on the right or on the left.
Ouh.
Monarch Racing is still leading. It looks like maybe she's been passed by the Kazakh rider.
Oh, ça
Monarch
va être serré.
Racing. Oh, this is close. Okay, it looked like Ayami Yasuda and Aruzan Kapdulova of Norway and Kazakhstan, respectively, are going to be the ones that are moving on to the next wave, or to the next heat.
C'est qui? 15-22. Quoi? 15-22. Donc, confirmé, Ayami Yasuda qui se qualifie, ainsi que Aruzan Kapdulova pour la ronde suivante.
So it's been confirmed it is really Aruzan Kapdulova from Team Kazakhstan and Ayami Yasuda from Team Norway who will be moving on to the semifinals. Now we call up our men's third wave, Jackson Vandenbosch from KW Cycling Academy powered by Lifto Lift Trucks, Leonard Mayron from Equipe Quebec, Patrick Mercier from Santiago Fitness and Nutrition, and Medric Forte from Team Canada.
Et donc, nous aurons dans cette vague de KW Cycling Academy powered by Lifto Lift Trucks, Jackson Vandenbosch, de l'équipe du Québec, Léonard Mayron, de Vantaggio Fitness and Nutrition, Patrick Mercer, ainsi que du Canada, Médéric Fortin.
So we remind the riders, if any mechanical happens within those 10 first meters before that thin white line, the race stops and we'll restart it again until the problem gets fixed. Top two riders move on to the semifinals.
Et c'est parti.
Ooh, it looked like rider 123 got a little bit of a late start. Patrick Mercier from Santiago Fitness and Nutrition, but maybe he'll be able to catch up. Oh, he's right in there. Everybody's together.
Il y avait vraiment un gros braquet, donc un braquet un peu plus gros que les autres, et a dû rattraper un peu d'écart, tandis qu'on le voit ici à l'arrière, Patrick Mercer, et le virage est pris.
Leonard Mayron took the corner first, and he exited the corner first too. Can he keep his advance on the squad of 4? We see them coming up the road. Oh, he's still in first place. That's impressive.
Oh, et ça va être serré pour la deuxième
Leonard Mayron is trying
position.
to hold his first place. Leonard, he does it. Maintains a first place right from the bottom of the hill. That's impressive.
Léonard Méran et Jackson Van Den Bosch.
Jackson Van Den Bosch from KW Cycling Academy, powered by Lift Tow Lift Trucks, and Leonard Mayron from Équipe de Québec move on to the semifinals. So next up we have the women again. In this wave we'll have Émilie Tessier, Jade Goyette, Eve Bukowski, and Tyrell Frostad.
Donc, cette prochaine vague, la troisième vague chez les femmes, sera composée d'Émilie Tessier du Canada, Jade Goyette de l'Équipe du Québec, de Milton Revolution Racing, Eve Buchowski, ainsi que de la Norvège, Tyrell Frostestad Stenbrenden.
This is the third wave of the quarterfinals for the women. The top two will move on to the semifinals. So everybody's getting clipped in. Everybody's already chosen their gearing. You'll notice nobody has any water bottles.
Et c'est lancé.
No need for water bottles on such a short course. We want to minimize the amount of weight that we're carrying on the bikes. And the riders are off. Ooh, it looks like there might be a little bit of cat and mouse because they're not going at full speed right now.
Et on se regarde vraiment du côté des filles dans cette vague comparé aux autres. On va plus se regarder jusqu'à la toute fin. Et on y va un petit peu plus stratégique.
Interesting to see this strategy here. Everybody's saving their energy for the sprint. It's a little bit of cat and mouse. Positioning is going to be really important here. Okay, the first rider out of the corner. She looks like she started her sprint. We can see them coming up the hill. Let's see if she can maintain her position in first place. Here they come. Here they come. Oh, wow. And now we see Milton Revolution Racing taking over. Number 61, followed by 34.
Eve Buchowski, ainsi que la coureuse de l'équipe du Canada, Émilie Tessier.
So Eve Bukowski from Milton Revolution Racing finished first there, and Émilie Tessier from Team Canada. So these two riders will move on to the semifinals.
Et donc, déjà rendu à cette dernière vague chez les hommes de ces quarts de finale, nous avons dans cette vague de PNW Racing, Adam Ritchie, de l'équipe cycliste par expert, Axel Beaulé, du Canada, Julien Bélanger, ainsi que de la Nouvelle-Zélande, Cole Thomas Feringa.
And now for the fourth and final wave of the quarterfinals, we have Adam Ritchie of PNW Racing, Axel Beaulé from Équipe Cycliste Sport Expert, Julien Bélanger from Team Canada, and Cole Thomas Feringa from New Zealand.
Et c'est un départ.
Ooh, and they're off. Now these guys are not playing cat and mouse. They're clearly going all out right now.
Et ça se regarde vraiment.
Oh, wow.
Oui, le coureur de...
Here we go. There's plenty of action before the turnaround here. This is going to be a spicy one. It already is a spicy one.
Et l'épingle est mise. Et c'est
Oh,
fait.
that was a tight turn, and everybody kept it up.
Et c'est
Here
lancé.
we go. In any second now, we're going to see who is going to make it to the semifinals. Wow.
Oh là là.
So So
Et le coureur de la Nouvelle-Zélande, vraiment
our
puissant.
Kiwi's going to be first to the line. Cole Thomas Faringa, that was impressive. Followed by Adam Ritchie of PNW Racing. Now that was an exciting one.
Et oui, et le coureur de Spike Spa qui a tout essayé, qui a très, très bien joué quand même. Essayé quelque chose et c'est beau à voir.
Absolutely. That was an awesome effort from all those riders. Now we're going on to our fourth and final wave of the quarterfinals for the women. We'll have Sandrine Veilleux of Team Canada, Izzy Downing of Milton Revolution Racing, Elfie Deye from Équipe Cycliste Sport Expert, and Laurence Tremblay from Équipe Cycliste Sport Expert.
Et donc, cette dernière vague chez nos femmes de ces quarts de finale avec Sandrine Veilleux, Easy Downing, Elfie Deye et Laurence Tremblay.
This is an interesting one because we have two teammates in this wave.
Oui, deux coureuses de l'équipe Sport Expert.
So this is the last wave of the quarterfinals, and they're off.
Et exactement, Alex. Après, nous aurons un 15 minutes de repos entre celle-ci et la prochaine vague de demi-finale masculine. Et donc, on aura un 15 minutes. Alors qu'on a une belle stratégie ici. On se regarde, on y va un petit peu plus stratégique comparé aux hommes.
Ben,
On se regarde.
400 mètres, c'est quand même long pour sprinter, surtout avec un retour avec une montée. So 400 meters is like a pretty long way to sprint, especially with an uphill finish like this. Now we see the riders coming in here. We see the rider from, who is this? From Team Canada, Sandrine Veilleux. She takes it. And number 51, Elfie Deye from Équipe Cycliste Sport Expert. So Sandrine Veilleux takes that first place of this wave by quite a bit, actually. And Elfie Deye from Équipe Cycliste Sport Expert will also move on to the semifinal. So we'll have 15 minutes to let these athletes chill out a little bit, and then we'll go on to the semifinals.
OK, nous aurons 15 minutes avant les prochaines demi-finales. Donc, restez avec nous. Il y a encore de la course très excitante à venir.
So in the semifinals, we will have 2 men's waves and 2 women's waves before moving on to the finals.
Aux coureuses et coureurs qui ont participé, vous pouvez aller sur le parcours dès maintenant pour soit vous cool down et récupérer un peu avant votre prochain départ.
A quick message for the racers. If you want to, you can keep spinning on the race course, keeping the legs moving. We'll start again at 6:35. So you're welcome to ride on the course, and we'll start again at 6:35.
Donc, nous avons les vagues pour ce challenge sprint. Nous aurons en première vague chez les hommes des espoirs Kélico, Thomas Denigé, ainsi que du Mexique, Santiago Alejandro Pérez Pérez, de KW Cycling Academy, powered by Lift Trucks, Jackson Vanden Bosch, ainsi que de PNW Racing, Adam Ritchie.
So in a few minutes, we'll start off with the semifinals. In the first men's wave, we'll have Thomas Denigé from Espoir Quirico, Santiago Alejandro Perez Perez from Team Mexico, Jackson Vanden Bosch from KW Cycling Academy, powered by Lift Trucks, and Adam Ritchie from PNW Racing. In our second men's wave, we'll have Axel Michaud from KW Cycling Academy, powered by Lift Trucks, Murat Kwitanov from Kazakhstan, Leonard Mayrand from Équipe du Québec, and Cole Thomas Faringa from New Zealand.
Donc, nous aurons dans cette deuxième vague masculine de KW Cycling Academy powered by Lift Trucks, Axel Michaud. Également du Kazakhstan, Murat Koutenov. De l'équipe du Québec, Léonard Méran. Et de la Nouvelle-Zélande, Cole Thomas Faringa.
In the women's first wave, we'll see Elodie Malois of Team Canada, Anayam Yasuda from Norway, Ev Bukowski from Milton Revolution Racing, and Izzy Downing, also from Milton Revolution Racing.
Donc, de cette première demi-finale chez nos femmes de ce challenge sprint du Tour de la BTB Femmes 2026, nous aurons du Canada Elodie Malois, ainsi que de la Norvège Anayame Yasuda, de Milton Revolution Racing Ev Bukowski, ainsi que également de Milton Revolution Racing Izzy Downing.
In the second wave of the women's semifinals, we'll have Anel Tashbi of Kazakhstan, Aruzan Kabdulova from Kazakhstan, Emilie Tessier from Team Canada, and Sandrine Veiller of Team Canada. So this is going to be pretty interesting. We have two teammates in the second wave of the semifinal, two Kazakh riders and two Team Canada riders. And in the first wave of the semifinal, we'll have two Milton Revolution riders. So we'll see if any teamwork goes down.
Et donc, cette dernière vague du Challenge Sprint, nous aurons du Kazakhstan, Anel Tajbeh, ainsi également du Kazakhstan, Aruzan Kabdulova, du Canada, Émilie Tessier, et du Canada également, Sandrine Veilleux. Donc, deux Kazakhs et deux Canadiennes dans cette vague, cette deuxième vague de demi-finale de ce Challenge Sprint.
So we still have 5 minutes to go for the riders to spin around, rest a little bit. We have some riders out on course. We have other riders on trainers just beside the course. And some riders are chilling out, which is also a good idea.
Également, on aimerait répéter qu'il est très important quand les coureuses et coureurs qui prennent le départ, il est très important de garder son couloir et de ne pas interférer dans le couloir de quelqu'un d'autre, donc de garder sa ligne et d'aller de l'avant.
I'd love to remind everybody that you can get some Tour de la BTB swag underneath the Sûreté du Québec tent, which is just behind the start-finish line. They're really, really nice sweaters. Actually, I just bought my new favorite sweater. They're hoodies, t-shirts of all sorts of colors, cycling jerseys, stickers, pins, lots of really cool, really good quality stuff. So visit the Sûreté du Québec tent if you have a few minutes. We still have about 3 minutes before the next round or before the semifinals of the challenge sprint start.
Donc, nous aimerons vous rappeler qu'il y a sous la tente Sûreté du Québec des hoodies et de l'équipement du tour, à l'effigie du tour de la BTB. Donc, si ça vous tente, allez voir, c'est vraiment de très bonne qualité et vous pouvez même en acheter. C'est dès maintenant sous la tente de Sûreté du Québec.
So we just want to remind the riders that when you come up to the start line, you need to stay in the spot that the commissaire has put you in. You're not allowed to switch or exchange them. You do have to stay in your assigned spot. As soon as you leave the start line, you can ride wherever you want within the rules of cycling, as long as it's forwards and not intentionally into anybody, but just you can't switch your spot on the start line.
Donc, c'est important de ne pas switch d'endroit sur la ligne de départ et de bien garder son numéro. Donc, on n'a pas le droit de, mettons qu'on a été désigné au chiffre numéro 1, on n'a pas le droit de prendre le deuxième et d'échanger.
So in just under 2 minutes, we're going to start the semifinals of this challenge sprint, and we're going to start with the first wave of male riders on the line in a few minutes. We'll have a representative from Team Export, Kirico, Team Mexico, KW Cycling Academy, powered by Lifto Lift Trucks, and PNW Racing.
Donc, nous aurons dans cette première vague de demi-finale de l'Espoir Kilico, Thomas Deniger, ainsi que du Mexique, Santiago Alejandro Pérez, the KW Cycling Academy powered by Lift Trucks, Jackson Vanden Bosch, ainsi que de PNW Racing, Adam Ritchie.
So we invite the riders to come up to the line for the semifinals now. Thomas Deniger from Espoir Quirico, Santiago Alejandro Perez from Mexico, Jackson Vanden Bosch from KW Cycling Academy, powered by Lift Tow, Lift Trucks, and Adam Ritchie of PNW Cycling.
Et le soleil qui arrive enfin. Il se déploie à travers les nuages, le soleil, pour ce début de ces demi-finales de ce Challenge Sprint du Tour de la VTB Glencore Homme 2026. Et c'est parti!
And they're off for the first wave of this semifinals race. They're going fast, but it looks like they're not totally full gas. They do have to conserve some energy because 400 meters is a long way to sprint.
Et on est vraiment côte à côte avec les 4 coureurs. Et ce sera Thomas Denigé qui va passer l'épingle en premier.
Thomas Denigé from Espoir Quirico exits the corner first, and they're off. They're coming back up the hill. We can see them coming up the road. Thomas Denigé is still in first place, but we have the Kazakh rider, the Mexican rider coming up very close, Santiago Alejandro. So it's going to be Santiago Alejandro Perez from Mexico and Thomas Denigé from Espoir Quirico who move on to the finals.
Donc, Thomas Denigé et Santiago Alejandro Perez qui se qualifieront pour la grande finale, tandis que Jackson Van Den Bosch et Adam Ritchie se qualifieront pour la finale de consolation.
So next up, we have the women of the first wave of the semifinals. We start with Elodie Malois from Team Canada, and I am Yasuda from Team Norway, and Ed Buskowski from Milton Revolution Racing, and her teammate Izzy Downing, also from Milton Revolution Racing.
Donc, nous avons dans le couloir 1 du Canada Elodie Malois. Dans le couloir 2, nous avons de la Norvège Ayame Yasuda. Ainsi, nous avons dans le couloir 3 de Milton Revolution Racing Eve Buskowski. Également de Milton Revolution Racing, nous avons dans le couloir 4 Izzy Downing.
So the riders are choosing their gears, they're choosing where they want to have their pedals positioned, getting set up on their bike, sitting in the saddles. They have their holder holding their bike. They'll let them go as soon as the whistle goes. So once again on the line, we have Elodie Malois, I am Yasuda, Ev Bukowski, and Izzy Downing. So we got a few seconds until the riders are off for this 210-meter sprint down to the turnaround before they return back up the kicker and to the finish line.
Donc, nous avons un changement ici.
Ooh, something is changing in this race. So the commissaire is talking to Izzy Downing of Milton Revolution Racing. It looks like Izzy Downing might be swapped out of this heat. So we have Elfide taking the place of Izzy Downing.
OK, elle avait terminé deuxième de sa vague Elfide.
So Elfide actually finished second in her waves, and they're off.
Et c'est parti.
Keeping things spicy right up to the last minute. I like it. And the riders are off. They are being led by Anayam Yasuda from Team Norway as they head into the hairpin turn at the bottom of the hill. It's sure that she's getting the least amount of draft, but she's the one that's certain that she can take that corner at whichever angle she wants, unless somebody comes in and cuts her. Nope. So now we have the Canadian rider, but Anayam Yasuda is still leading with Elodie Malois just in her wheel.
Et les 4 coureuses qui sont toujours très proches quand même. C'est lancé pour Elodie Malois. Et Yasuda qui essaie de tenir.
Elodie Malois, yes.
Ça va être très serré.
Oh, that was close. I think that Ed Bukowski from Milton Revolution Racing passed NIM Yasuda from Team Norway just on the line, but it's sure that Elodie Malouin crossed that line in first place. Okay, so it's confirmed. Elodie Malouin, it was the first of this heat, followed by Ed Bukowski from Milton Revolution Racing. Elodie and Eve will move on to the finals.
Et pour cette finale de consolation, nous aurons Anne Ayame Yasuda de la Norvège pour notre petite finale, et ainsi que Elfie Dese.
And now we have the men up in our second wave for the semifinals. Axel Michaud from KW Cycling Academy, powered by Lift Trucks. Murat Kwitanov from Team Kazakhstan. Leonard Mayran from Equipe Quebec. And Cole Thomas Faringa from New Zealand.
Donc, nous aurons dans cette vague le KW Cycling Academy powered by Lift. Et c'est parti! Axel Michaud, Murat Kwitanov, Léonard Mayran et Cole Thomas Faringa.
Cole has an excellent cheering squad with his teammates on the side there, wearing the black New Zealand jerseys. So right now we have the rider from Team Quebec in first place, leading the pack into the turn. That's Leonard Mayran.
Il a pris le virage très large, Mayran. Et voyons voir maintenant si le Kazakh va être capable de revenir. Il revient tranquillement, le Kazakh. Murat Kwitanov qui a lancé son sprint de très loin, tandis que le coureur Axel Michaud et qui va reporter.
Oh, Sylvain, please help us. We need a photo finish. That was a tight one, and there was a lot of moving there with the leaders. Changed hands quite a few times.
Donc, qualifié, Murat Kwitanov du Kazakhstan ainsi que Axel Michaud de KW Cycling Academy, powered by Lift Trucks. Ça sera la petite finale pour Léonard Mayran ainsi que Cole Thomas Faringa.
So that was extremely exciting, and I confirm that it's Murat Kwitanov from Team Kazakhstan and Axel Michaud from KW Cycling Academy, powered by Lift Trucks, that will move on to the finals. And now we have our second and final group of women in the semifinals. We have Anel Tashbeh from Team Kazakhstan, Aruzan Kabdulova from Kazakhstan, Emilie Tessier from Team Canada, and Sandrine Veilleux from Team Canada.
Donc, nous aurons dans cette vague Anel Tashbeh du Kazakhstan, Aruzan Kabdulova du Kazakhstan, Emilie Tessier du Canada, ainsi que Sandrine Veilleux du Canada. Donc, Kazakhstan versus Canada pour celle-ci. Et c'est lancé.
So Sandrine Veilleux, who looks like she's taking the lead. And the Kazakhs take over at the front.
Et là, peut-être qu'on va avoir un petit peu plus de stratégie du côté du Kazakh versus le Canada. Et on emboîte un peu Sandrine Veilleux ici.
But Elodie, I think she's coming in on the inside, and Elodie has already won this sprint. I don't know how many times now. She won 2 stages. She won her last heat, and she even won a stage this morning of the Tour de la BTB. Here they come to the finish line. Looks like Elodie Malouin and Sandrine Veilleux are going to take 1-2 and move on to the finals. Both of the Kazakhs have lifted their feet, slowed down the pace a bit, and the Canadian riders, Elodie Malouin and Sandrine Veilleux, have moved on to the finals.
Et quel dépassement intérieur d'Émilie Tessier!
Oh yeah, that was actually Émilie Tessier and Sandrine Veilleux, who both move on to the semifinals. Okay, so now we're gonna have another 15-minute break for the riders. You're welcome to ride on the course, you're welcome to chill out, but in 15 minutes we'll get started again. So at 7 o'clock, we will have the final race for both the men and the women. We'll also be having a consolation final to determine the second place finishers. So everybody will continue on in 15 minutes.
Donc, nous aurons dans 15 minutes les finales, commençant par la finale de consolation et la grande finale par la suite de ce Challenge Sprint du Tour de la BTB Glencore 2026, présenté par le gouvernement du Canada. Ça arrive. C'est l'automatique à un moment donné quand il embarque. Voilà. Donc, on peut voir des images pendant cette attente, des images des sprints un peu plus tôt.
You can see Emily Tissier and Sandrine Veilleux going for the win so that they can move on to the finals. Oh, we actually see all of the heats.
Et parfois, vous voyez parfois, vous voyez des équipes qui avaient 2 coureuses ou 2 coureurs, tandis que il y avait 2 équipes qui avaient une coureuse ou un coureur. Eh bien, c'est parce que ça a été tiré au sort un peu plus tôt aujourd'hui. Donc, c'est vraiment aléatoire la manière dont les équipes ont été choisies pour avoir 2 coureuses ou une coureuse et 2 coureurs et un coureur.
So at 7 p.m., we'll have Elodie Malois from Team Canada, Eve Bukowski from Milton Revolution Racing, Sandrine Veilleux from Team Canada, and Emilie Tessier from Team Canada racing for the Challenge Sprint victory. We'll also have Anayam Yasuda from Norway, Elfie Dehe from Équipe Cycliste Sport Expert, Aruzan Kabdulova from Kazakhstan, and Anel Tashbe from Kazakhstan competing for the final consolation prize. With the men, we will have Santiago Alejandro Perez from Team Mexico, Thomas Denige from Espoir Kiriko, Murat Kuitino from Kazakhstan, and Axel Michaud from KW Cycling Academy, powered by Lifto Lift Trucks, competing for the victory. And in the consolation heat, we will have Adam Ritchie from PNW Racing, Jackson Vandenbosch from KW Cycling Academy, powered by Lifto Lift Trucks, Leonard Mayran from Équipe du Québec, and Cole Thomas Faringa from New Zealand.
Donc, reste avec nous. Les finales s'en viennent avant que le soleil sort des nuages. Il nous attend vraiment de très belles finales. Dans cette finale féminine, nous aurons 3 Canadiennes, 4 Canadiennes avec, en comptant Eve Bishowski, et 3 Canadiennes représentant l'équipe nationale. Et dans la finale des hommes, nous aurons 4 nations complètement différentes.
I wanna be sledgehammer. Why don't you call my name? Let me be a sledgehammer. This will be my testimony. Draw me round a food cage, 'cause I will be your honey. Open up your food cage. Well, that fruit cake is sweet as can be. I wanna be your sledgehammer. Why don't you call my name? You better call the sledgehammer. Put your mind at rest. I'm gonna be the sledgehammer. Be my testimony. I'm your sledgehammer. Let there be no doubt about it.
Okay, guys, I'd like to introduce to you Sylvain Richard, who is from Rouyn-Noranda. Sylvain Richard, he's the guy that's behind the photo finish. It's a big, big job. So, Sylvain, what's it like to be doing photo finish here in Rouyn-Noranda for the Tour de la BTB? You do this all over the world.
Oui, merci Lex. J'ai la chance de faire ça à travers le monde. Puis, mais surtout, mon cœur est ici. Hein. J'ai grandi ici. J'ai vécu 20 ans ici. Donc, vous voyez l'aréna en arrière là, pour nos connaisseurs de la ville, l'aréna Jacques-Laperrière. J'ai commencé à 9 ans à faire du chronométrage ici. Là. Donc, j'ai gravi les échelons avec les citadelles, les Huskies. Mais mon rêve là, de petit cul, là, c'était comme hey, je vais aller aux Jeux olympiques. Fait que, bon, la physique est peut-être pas démonstratif en ce moment, mais j'ai quand même fait 2 tours de la BTB comme cycliste. Donc, j'ai en 98, en 97-98. Mais bon, je savais que la génétique n'était pas nécessairement de mon côté. Puis en même temps aussi, j'ai quand même été top 15. Là, parce que en plus, ici, à Rouyn-Noranda, on a accueilli les championnats canadiens en 1997. Fait que j'avais cette chance-là de courir à la maison ces championnats-là. Et ça a été toute une course. Mais Lex, toi, tu as été quand même chanceux. Tu as fait une belle carrière professionnelle et tout. Dans mon cas, bon, ben, ça a arrêté, mais je vais aller aux Jeux olympiques. Fait que là, je me suis comme dit, OK, je vais y aller comme entraîneur. Ah, ça marchait moins. Je vais y aller comme commissaire. Fait que là, ça quand même, j'ai gravi plusieurs échelons, mais à travers ça, j'avais toujours cette passion-là de la technologie. Fait que finalement, à la Fédération des sports cyclistes, on s'est acheté des équipements de timing. J'ai gravi des échelons, j'ai fait des bons contacts, puis j'ai eu la chance d'aller aux Jeux olympiques et paralympiques, puis de maintenant travailler pour l'Union cycliste internationale.
Incroyable. C'est la preuve qu'il y a plusieurs façons de gagner. Il n'y a pas juste une manière de gagner. Puis c'est toujours un vrai plaisir de retrouver Sylvain Richard à des courses un peu partout.
Oui, effectivement. Puis c'est un peu le message que je veux dire. C'est que des fois, là, il y a peut-être une voie qu'on pense, là, je vais y aller comme athlète ou je vais y aller comme. Mais il y a plein de détours possibles pour atteindre son rêve. Fait qu'investissez-vous, soyez passionnés, soyez curieux, soyez initiatifs aussi. Là. Prenez de l'initiative aussi. Là. Puis ça, à long terme, là, c'est super payant.
Bon point, Sylvain. Merci beaucoup.
Merci.
Donc, dans 5 minutes, on va commencer les courses finales. In 5 minutes, the final races for the challenge sprint will start. But the athletes can still chill out here. It's a short effort. You don't need to warm up too long. Well, they know how to manage everything. So we have another rider from Team Canada just coming up across the start finish line, number 32. That's Elodie Malouin. Number 61, Ev Bukowski from Milton Revolution Racing, rolling up. We have a couple more riders rolling up just gently up through the start finish line. As a reminder, the women have had a lot of chances to practice this sprint. On the first day, stage 1 of the Tour de la BTB Glencore Feminine, they did 3 laps when they first came into this urban circuit right here in Rouyn-Noranda. On the second day, they did 1 lap, and then on the third day, they did 4 laps. So that's 8 laps. So the women have already crossed this start-finish line. 8 times before the challenge sprint. They've sprinted for victory 3 times. So this is nothing that's strange to them. And the men, they're getting a chance to have a little feel of what the final sprint is going to be like for their stages. So about 4 minutes left before we start with the finals.
4 minutes encore d'attente avant ces finales. La finale de consolation chez les hommes et les femmes. Et ensuite, on passera à la grande finale. Ils peuvent encore rouler. OK.
So as a reminder, we'll have the finals, and we're also going to have the consolation finals. So 2 waves for the men, 2 waves for the women. So we're going to start out with the consolation final. So in this wave, we're going to see Adam Ritchie, Jackson Vanden Bosch, Leonard Meyrand, and Cole Thomas Faringa. Okay, so I'd like to invite the riders to start making their way to the line. Adam Ritchie from PNW Racing, Jackson Vanden Bosch from KW Cycling Academy, powered by Lifto Lift Trucks, Leonard Meyrand from Équipe du Québec, and Cole Thomas Faringa from New Zealand. Who has a fan club?
Fan club de la Nouvelle-Zélande qui est là.
So the riders have taken their spot, and again, this is the consolation grand finale.
Donc là, pour les positions 5, 6, 7 et 8.
And they're off. It's not over till it's over. These guys are still giving it their all. I love it. They're putting out a ton of power right now. Racing to the finish.
Et à l'avant, c'est le coureur Léonard Meyrand de l'équipe du Québec.
It's the same strategy that we saw early.
Oh.
He wanted to take the corner first. He's coming out of it first. And can he maintain that first place position? And they're coming to the finish line. We can see them right now. Leonard Meyrand from Équipe du Québec still first. Can he maintain that? Go, Leonard. Okay.
Ouh, ça
wow,
va être
it's going to be close again. Axel Michaud in second place, and Leonard Meyrand from Jackson Vanden Bosch from KW Cycling Academy, powered by Lifto Lift Trucks, in second place, and Leonard Meyrand takes first place in this consolation grand finale.
Donc, Léonard Meyrand qui vient terminer premier de la finale de consolation. Donc, une 5e place pour lui de réserver pour ce challenge sprint.
And now we'll move on to the women's constellation wave. We have Anayam Yasuda from Team Norway, Elfie Dehe from Équipe Cycliste Sport Expert, Aruzan Kabdulova from Team Kazakhstan, and Anel Tashbe from Team Kazakhstan.
Donc, on attend les autres coureuses ici. Avec, dans le couloir 1, nous aurons Anne Ayame Yasuda. Dans le couloir 2, nous aurons Elfie Dehe. Dans le couloir 3, nous aurons Aruzan Kabdulova. Et dans le couloir 4, nous aurons Anel Tashbe.
So we see the two Kazakh riders coming up to the start line, Aruzan Kabdulova and her teammate Anel Tashbe. So this is the consolation round. Riders racing for the 5th place.
Et donc,
So the commissaires are just asking the two riders to swap places.
donc les deux coureuses qui vont se replacer.
So everybody has to start in the right order, but as soon as the whistle goes, they can just take off and go wherever they want on the road, following all the rules of road cycling, of course.
Et donc, on va voir le départ dans quelques instants.
We see lots of Aruzan Kabdulova and Anel Tashbe's teammates. The riders from the men's Kazakh cycling team here watching to cheer them on. And they're off.
Et c'est parti pour cette finale de consolation.
So we see the Kazakh rider right now. Ooh, there's a lot of movement actually.
Et ça sera également pour la 5e, 6e, 7e et 8e position. Donc en ce moment, les Kazakhs qui mènent en avant. Oui.
Navigating corner.
Et un virage pris vraiment large.
Anayam Yasuda takes the inside line. And they're off.
Et c'est parti pour la Norvégienne.
Yasuda is in the lead. And it looks like the Kazakh rider has maybe slacked the pace a little bit.
Oh, est-ce qu'elle va venir, Elfie, qui va venir la dépasser?
There we go, Yasuda.
Oh, et oui.
Yasuda will take home the 5th place in the sprint challenge.
Elfie Dehe qui va venir terminer à la 6e position.
Way to go, those riders just officially emptied the tank after 4 days of racing. The Tour de la BTB Glencore giving out their last efforts now at the challenge sprint. Very impressive.
Et maintenant, c'est l'heure de la grande finale. On fait du bruit pour cette grande finale masculine. Ce challenge sprint homme présenté par le gouvernement du Canada.
And now we have the grand finale for the men. This is going to determine who wins the challenge sprint. We have Santiago Alejandro Perez from Team Mexico, Thomas Deniger from Espoir Quirico, Murat Kwitanov from Kazakhstan, and Axel Michaud from KW Cycling Academy, powered by Lifto Lift Trucks.
Et donc, nous aurons Perez, Deniger, Kwitanov et Michaud pour cette grande finale.
This is for the big win. And we have Santiago Alejandro taking the lead right now. Looks like he wants to enter into the corner first. And that might just be Murat Kwitanov from Kazakhstan letting him do it.
Et les deux coureurs québécois à l'arrière, ils s'en vont se battre pour à l'intérieur ici. Dépassement de Thomas Deniger. Et là, ça va être lancé ici avec le Mexicain.
Racing back to the finish, we see Santiago Alejandro Perez from Team Mexico in the lead. It looks like he's going to maintain it. And he is our winner of the 2026 Challenge Sprint, Santiago Alejandro Perez from Mexico.
Donc, victoire du Mexicain Santiago Alejandro Perez pour le Challenge Sprint Abitibi Homme Glencore 2026 présenté par le gouvernement du Canada.
And the fun's not over yet because we still have the women. So now for our women's final. Lining up, we'll have Elodie Malois from Team Canada, Eve Bukowski from Milton Revolution Racing, Sandrine Veilleux from Team Canada, and Émilie Tessier from Team Canada.
Et maintenant, ça sera au tour des femmes. On fait un peu de bruit. Allez, la foule, allez, je veux vous entendre pour cette dernière course pour le Tour de la BTB Glencore Femmes de l'année 2026. Et cette grande finale, on aura qui nous regroupera du Canada Elodie Marois, de Milton Revolution Racing, Eve Bichowski, également du Canada Sandrine Veilleux et du Canada aussi, Émilie Tessier.
And they're off. It's going to be hard to tell who's who out on course. Only Eve Bukowski is racing for a different team than Team Canada. We have otherwise 3 riders from the Canadian national team. Ooh, they're not going too fast. It looks like they're kind of missing this. Who's going to start the sprint? Who's going to exit the corner first?
Ça se regarde. Ça y va stratégique.
That's cycling for you. It's not about who goes the fastest. It's just about who gets to the finish first. Oh, no! Oh, one of the Canadian riders hit the deck, unfortunately. Now we have 3 riders, 2 Canadian team riders, and 1 from Milton Revolution Racing.
Tandis que le sprint est lancé ici avec...
Who's the first across the line? Number 32.
Elodie Malois.
Elodie Malois is the champion of the Sprint Challenge 2026. Now we're just hoping that the other Canadian rider is going to be okay. She hit the deck there in the corner. There's a replay up on the screen. So it looks like there's no need for the commissar to make any calls. Everything was done clean. It was just an accident and she slipped. So I hear that she's okay. Okay, she's back on her bike.
Elle arrive, une bonne main d'applaudissement également pour Sandrine Veilleux qui va terminer son challenge sprint.
Yeah, let's give a round of applause for Sandrine Veilleux. She looks like she's okay. She's back up on her bike after wiping out down at the bottom. That's not an easy turn to navigate. Sandrine Veilleux, yeah, that's what we like to see. She's okay.
Avec le sourire.
A little bit of skin missing from the elbow. That's like going to be a souvenir of Tour de la BTB Glencore 2026 from the Challenge Sprint. So it looks like the team can celebrate and be happy still with their victory here. Elodie Malois, the champion of the 2026 Challenge Sprint. And Santiago Alejandro Perez of Team Mexico, the men's winner. So stay with us for a few minutes. We'll present the winners of the Challenge Sprint as well as all of the leaders for the women's Tour de la BTB Glencore 2026. We're going to be presenting all of the leaders' jerseys, the brown Agnico Eagles general classification jersey, the brown Glencore general classification jersey, the orange Agnico Eagle points classification leader jersey, the green Desjardins best climber jersey, and the blue Sûreté du Québec best young rider jersey.
Et donc, restez avec nous. Nous allons avoir dans quelques instants la cérémonie pour ce Challenge Sprint présenté par le gouvernement du Canada, ainsi que Par la suite, la cérémonie de clôture de ce Tour de la BTB Glencore Femmes 2026. Donc, restez avec nous, ce ne sera pas bien long. Nous allons procéder dans quelques instants.
Yeah, some of these riders that you're going to see up on stage, well, in a couple of years, you'll see them at races like the Tour de France. In the men's Tour de la BTB, most of the winners have gone on to become professional cyclists, racing at the Grand Tours like Tour de France, Giro d'Italia, and racing at the Olympic Games, World Championships, Pan Am Championships.